Hey everyone, welcome to a new video, welcome to my channel. My name is Micah and today I want to talk about my top 10. Is it a top 10? It's not really a top 10 because this is the negative version of a video I did over the summertime. At the time I did a top 10 of my favorite luxury makeup items, and today I want to talk to you about my 10 least favorite. So top 10 least favorite luxury makeup products. That's what this video is going to be all about. So let's get started. So before we start talking about these products, are these bad products? They're not. They are still in my collection, or I've actually used them up, or I've kept them around for certain reasons. If I don't like something, like truly dislike it, it doesn't get to stay. However, these are products where I feel like it just wasn't worth the money. It wasn't worth the splurge of investing in these higher end makeup products. And I'm not someone who talks a lot about luxury makeup on my channel, for sure. It's just, you know, I do like a couple of things, and I've definitely discovered Pat McGrath and Natasha Denona this past year. Like, I think Natasha Denona was more like last year, and then this year it's been Pat McGrath that has been rocking my world. So I definitely do like luxury makeup, and I think that luxury makeup brands do a couple of things that work really well. See that other video I did over the summertime, so I'll link it in the eye above. So there are plenty of things I do like from brands that are featured here today, but there are also just products where I feel like, do you really need to splurge like 35, 40, 50, 60 plus euros to get your hands on these products? And in the case of these products, my answer would be no. It could very well be that you love luxury makeup and you feel everything is worth the money. That is absolutely fine. It's just that for me, for all of these products, I have alternatives that I like much better, that are much more affordable. So here we go. Let me just talk about something that I used up this year. This is the Becca First Light priming filter. And I really wanted to try this Becca primer because so many people were raving about it, and so I bought myself a full size. Becca is not cheap. I'm not sure if a lot of people would call it luxury per se, but in my brain that's where it sort of goes. And I used it and I liked it okay, but was it any better than many of the much more affordable primers I've tried? No. I actually think that most of the primers that I've loved in the past have all been by Catrice, which means that none of them were over 5 euros, which is an eighth of the price of what this retails for. So for me, I feel that I don't need to splurge on primer. I do have to say though, I quite like the Milk Hydro Grip primer that I liked, that I might want to buy a full size of one day, but at the moment I have too many primers to begin with. So no need to buy it anytime soon. But yeah, the Becca First Light priming filter, it just didn't do enough for me to warrant the price point. It just didn't. Let's also just talk about some eye stuff. And this is unopened, so I'm not going to open it up. But I got this as a free gift with purchase. It's a YSL mascara. It's their Volume Effect Faux mascara. And the reason why I'm holding this up is because I used to be an avid lover of luxury mascara. Like back in the day, I would always buy Dior mascara. That was like my holy grail, until I found out that Maybelline and L'Oreal just do mascara at half the price point that are just as good, if not even better. I also really like the Essence Lash Princess. Who doesn't? So there are very many affordable options that are like half the price of this, that will give you the same effect, if not better. Mascara dries out. You need to throw it out every 2 to 3 months, depending on the mascara and how much you open it. So I never feel that high-end mascara is worth it. So this isn't just this mascara. This is just, whoops, I'm throwing things away here. But it's just, for me, it's high-end or luxury mascara to begin with. I don't see why I need to spend more than 15 euros on a mascara. I buy mine at the drugstore. I usually get them on sale, buy one, get one free, and I'm good to go for years to come. Like, mascara is the only thing I really have like multiples of that I don't use, that I don't open, but where I just use one up, move on to the next thing. And I haven't used luxury mascara save for little samples that I get as freebies for, I think, 7 or 8 years. Like, I swear by drugstore mascara. I just do. Let's keep eye stuff rolling because I love eye stuff, and I just kind of, it's not particularly this brand, but it's just like these little quads in general that I find are a little pricey for what you get. So I've decided to just grab my Charlotte Tilbury ones because they were lying in the front, so I was like, might as well show them those. I really like my Charlotte Tilbury quads. I love my Chanel quads. I like my Dior quintets because Dior has 5 shades. I really like them. I like the shades that are in there. I really, really do. But are these worth, because in total, these are 5.2 grams of product. Not per pan, in total in the palette. And these retail for like 65 euros, or like around the 60, sometimes like 55 to 65 euro mark. It depends on the brand. I love the ones I have, but one of the reasons why I stopped buying them is because you get so little product for the amount of money you pay for it. You can say about Natasha Denona whatever you want. $129, or I think it's 113 euros for her larger palettes, is a lot of money, but she does put 2.5 grams of product in every single individual pan, and those are 15 pan palettes. Yeah, so you get 25, you get over 35 grams of eyeshadow, which is like, you know, 7 times more than this, and it's only twice as expensive as this. Plus you get far more shades. I mean, these are just like, this is one look in a quad, and that's all you can pretty much do with it. Even though with Charlotte Tilbury, there is a little bit of a scheme behind it, how you can use these, which I really appreciate, which is why I own 2 that I really love, but I only bust these out around the holidays, because I feel if I'm to use these every single day, I'm going to get through them super quickly, because there's like less, like just over a gram in every single pan. So let me see, what do I have here? I have the Dolce Vita. This was the first one I got. And so let me tell you a little bit about how these Charlotte Tilbury quads work, because that's what I find ingenious. Like, I love Charlotte Tilbury for just the way she tries to make makeup super easy for everyone. So the way this quad works is that the top 2 shades are sort of like your basics. So you put this one in the crease, that one all over the lid, and you're done. You've got a look. If you want to glam it up and deepen it up, you can go for this shade here. You want to put a pop of something differently all over the lid, you put in that glittery shade, and you've got a great party look. I whip this out every year for Christmas. Like, this is my Christmas look. Like, that's the only time in the year I still use this, but I love it. I just do. And then the other one I have is the Vintage Vamp, and I actually like this a little bit better because it's a bit more neutral, it's a bit more cool toned, and it's got that really pretty gold. So again, this in the crease, this all over the lid, this still deepen it up and along the lower lash line. I pop this in my inner corner and I'm out the door. It's that easy. And these are so, you know, foolproof, easy to use. The quality is lovely, but dear Charlotte, 60 euros for 5.2 grams of product. Another thing I want to mention here is lipstick. And when it comes to lipstick, there are lots of different ones in different price points. In fact, Charlotte Tilbury and Lisa Eldridge are luxury brands that I do love the lipsticks by, but I have found that not all luxury lipsticks have been created equal. So I wanted to mention Chanel lipsticks. I remember when I first got into makeup, everybody, like everything I would read is like, you need a Chanel lipstick. That was like the be all and end all. So I got a few, and I ended up keeping 2 around because they have cool packaging. But not because the lipstick worked really, really well. First of all, these don't stay put. You put these on in the morning, and by the time you have coffee at 9 o'clock when you get to work, they have already worn off. And I would not really mind that if the lipstick is like Catrice or Essence and it's like 3 or 4 euros. I don't really mind. But if I'm shelling out 35 plus euros for a lipstick, I wanted to at least make it through like past lunchtime. You know what I mean? And this is great because this is their velvet. What's this called again? The Rouge Allure Velvet, which was still like the longest lasting formula I've tried by Chanel. And this is L'Éclatante, and if you press it, it pops out. Oh, this is so great. Like, they just do a really cool packaging design, and then it's this really, really bright, popping pink. And you're like, Micah, that's your kind of shade, because a bright always looks good on you. But this is sheer. Whenever, no matter, I've tried it so many times by now, it's too old to really put it on my lips, but whenever I tried it, I could always see my natural lip color coming through it, which again, 35 plus euros for this thing, and it doesn't cover my lip color. Like, who are we kidding? We don't need that. We just don't. But it was a lovely shade, and I love the packaging design. Speaking of lovely packaging design, I actually have a couple of these Dior lipsticks that I just keep around because they have cute packaging, that I bought because I wanted to try the formula, because I wanted to give the brand another chance. This was when they redid their Dior Addict line, and it's got, I'm not sure if you can see this, but it has this holographic packaging. You pull it out like this. It's got a little magnet inside it that pulls it down, keeps it shut. And the shade of this is lovely. It's a really, really nice, brighter pink. I believe it's the same shade that Jennifer Lawrence wore in the campaign shots when this was first launched. And I love that shade. I was in the store, I was like, I want that shade, and it was this one. I looked it up, which one she wore. And I also got the matching gloss, and I ended up never wearing it because this is such a creamy formula that, again, doesn't stay put. And I think this retails for like 38 euros. Like, cool packaging, great. Shade is really nice. The formula is very comfortable, but I don't need such an expensive lipstick to give me that. I can use a Catrice one. And then I've got some complexion products, and let's just start. I only have one bronzer in here, and I love this brand for face powders and blush for sure. And I'm talking about Hourglass. I love Hourglass powder formula. It's great. And this bronzer has that same lovely formula that all of their powders have, but I already owned a face powder that was too dark for me that I use as bronzer by Hourglass. It's their ambient lighting powder in Radiant Light. And then I bought this because they came out with bronzers a little later, so this wasn't out yet at the time. And this is Nude Bronze Light. And this is such a great fair skin tone bronzer, but because I already own the other one, I never reach for this one. It's a lovely product, but it's hella expensive for what this does. Again, I have drugstore bronzers that give me the same effect, like Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, anyone? So yeah, this is just a bronzer I really didn't need. I bought it because I was like, I love my Hourglass powders, so that's why I bought this, because I wanted to own like a bronzer by the brand. It's, again, it's a lovely, lovely product. It's just something that I didn't have to spend money on because I already owned stuff that did a similar thing or that I already liked from the brand that filled that purpose in my life. So this has actually been on my declutter pile like several times. And the reason I don't get rid of it is because it's Hourglass and because it was expensive. Because Hourglass powders, like a product like this, is like 45, maybe 50 euros. So, That was an expensive mistake. That's a mistake I made, though. It's got nothing to do with the product, actually. Another product where I'm like, oh, not my favorite. And I love Becca highlighters. You know that. I've got 4 single ones, but I also got a couple of these champagne splits. And the one that I use the least is this one. This is Flower Child Blush, and this is the infamous Champagne Pop. And the reason why I wanted to show this product is because Champagne Pop on me is just not a good look. I can kind of use it in the summertime. It's not my favorite. It just isn't. So while I love Becca highlighters, back when this was released, there weren't any shades in the line that I could use, save for Moonstone. But that's very yellow toned, and I have a cool undertone, so I'm getting very dark again. So yeah, I could have perhaps used Moonstone, but I held off buying Becca products for a very long time because I felt the shades were just not right for someone with a very fair skin tone. Case in point, Champagne Pop. Again, it was super hyped up because it was created by Jaclyn Hill. I'm happy that I ended up purchasing it in a blush highlighter combo because that way I can still get use out of it. If I had owned Champagne Pop as a single, I would have decluttered it by now. I just would have, because it's not right for my skin tone. Another thing I wanted to mention is another highlighter, and it's the Dior like gel to powder kind of highlighters. I think Dior was like the brand that revolutionized this kind of formula, but by now, I mean, Essence and Catrice are doing this by now. Like their new, the Catrice More Than Glow highlighter has a gel to powder formula. So this is nothing new anymore right now. I used to really like these back when these were first released, and this is the shade 001 in the Nude Air Luminizer. Shimmering sculpting powder, whatever that's supposed to mean. And it's lovely, but this shade is a little dark for me, and it only works for me in the summertime. And that's what I have found with these Dior highlighters, that again, for my skin tone, there's not a lot going on that really truly works for me. So that's why the Dior highlighters are just not perfect. I have heard people have recommended another shade to me, but then again, I already have 3 of these, and this is the only one I'm still using because the other 2 shades just, they're not up my street. Plus, they changed the packaging on this too. I have one of the earlier ones they did from the Transat collection, and that's got a metal case, and this is plastic. So they've also cheapened the packaging actually over the years, which I think is a bit of a, yeah, I'm a bit salty about that too. And then I want to finally mention blush, and I don't have that many luxury blushes, save for I think a Charlotte Tilbury one and like Hourglass, and then those Becca Champagne Splits. I think everything else is quite affordable, actually, what I own. But I did want to try back in the day Chanel and Dior blush because I was like, you know, they were 2 of my favorite brands at the time. I want to try their blush. And I waited around until there was a blush that really caught my attention. And in their regular lines, I find it's all a little boring, which I don't know. It just didn't really spark my interest. Plus, a lot of the Chanel blushes came with space for a brush. So you only get this really small round pan, and I think Dior had that too, where you get this rectangle and then there's a space for a blush. So you get lots of packaging for very little product. And that's why I sort of went with limited edition stuff. And then I ended up never using it because I didn't want to ruin the product. So you buy like a 45 euro blush and then you don't really use it. But this is the Chanel, what's this called? Harmony Blush, Sun-Kissed Ribbon. It's really pretty. It was very pretty on the face too. I think I've used this 3 times and I haven't used it since. So this is why I don't buy high-end limited edition makeup anymore, because I know I won't use it. And this is the, is this also, yeah, this does feel a lot heavier. So I think this is the blush from that Transat collection. In fact, I can't read the back anymore because this product is so old that the back has faded completely. But this was the blush in that collection. And same as with the Chanel blush, I just never really use it all that much. I didn't use this more than the Chanel one, but I don't know. I just ended up not really liking this as much. I also found out that I don't really like a pink blush like this. It's just not the right shade. So for me, again, I have blushes that work much better for me by now that aren't luxury. So let's just end on that note. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it wasn't too negative, but I think we could also talk a little bit more about things that didn't work for us. And, you know, sometimes that's because I make a mistake, and sometimes I'm like, you just don't really need this. Yeah, there's different reasons why these things didn't really work for me. So yeah, thank you very much for watching the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more by me. I make 3 new videos a week, so I will be hopefully seeing you soon with a new video. Bye-bye.